So on this week's episode of Mr. Pick Me and the Man Hater,
Got some good advice for you. No, you don't.
We were having a really interesting discussion on trauma. I'll show you the clip in a second because we didn't really come up with an answer as much as pose the question. And I'd love to hear your feedback about the idea of when someone is committing harm as a result of past trauma, at what point do they have to take ownership of it? Right? At what point does it become a choice? Here's the clip.
And at a certain point, and I say this as the son of a father who was a narcissistic abuser, that was like the definition of this toxically machismo, especially in Latino culture, of all the things that I had to grow up kind of being around and seeing. At a certain point of your life, it becomes a choice to continue down that path. And I get, and that's not to discount trauma. That's not to discount the things that absolutely affected me. Right. But you have a choice eventually to unpack it and to see a therapist and to work through that. And you can't just continue until you're an old man blaming your father for setting you up to believe this way. Cause you know, especially in today's modern age, we have so much exposure to alternatives, right? We are hearing other perspectives. It's not just the small town you're living in or in your household. There's everyone. There's us online, right? There's a million other people that are in between too. It doesn't have to go to the extreme of listening to every single person that fully disagrees with you. They can get you there. And if you choose to just simply stay exactly the way that your father raised you or the way that he treated your mom, then at I don't know what age that starts being a choice, but there is a point where you got to stop forgiving it and stop pushing the blame off of the person that's still continuing that narrative.
Right. Well, and I think that's such an incredible point, because at what point do you kind of try to excuse your behavior by being the victim of trauma that you are now inflicting onto people that you claim to love? And you know, like you said, I don't know what age that is. I'm sure that would be different for different people. But you know, I think that's so important, and that's where you really see men that are willing to do the work be great partners. And men that, you know, they don't want to do the work.